Here he goes. Spin. Oh yeah. So I think it's fair to say we all love that low flighted, heavily spinning shot, but more importantly, we'd all love to know how to play it and be able to execute on a regular basis. Well, if so, you're in luck, because that's what today's video is all about. So like I said, today's video is all about helping you guys understand how to play that low flighted, high spinning shot so you can really fire it into the flag, get the ball stopping quickly, and just get up and down quicker, take less shots, get those scores down. And at the end of the day, if you can hit that shot when you're playing with your mates, it's a nice little fancy show-off shot as well. So I'm going to talk through the equipment, decisions that we make, maybe good and bad, how to play the shot, and then get you really consistent with being able to execute it. So like I said, it becomes a more enjoyable shot, but something you can add to your game that's really going to make a big difference. But just before we get into the main part of the video, if you're new down to my channel, welcome down to Ali Taylor Golf. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. If while you're watching today's video, you're enjoying it and you don't currently subscribe to my channel, I'd love you just hit the subscribe button below, ring the little bell, and then you'll find out whenever I drop a new video. But for now, let's master the low spinning wedge shot. Right, so when we're talking about generating maximum backspin to maybe give us the most control we can on these pitch shots, the first thing we need to do, if possible, is to use a premium golf ball that's dry and clean. So I'm going to take a brand new Pro V1X out of the packet. So no excuses with golf ball. Now, like I said, it needs to be dry and clean. Now, while I'm in my home studio, this is perfect because there's no grass can get in between club and ball. There's no moisture in here. The clubs are nice and clean and dry. You then need the same with your wedges. So you need the face to be nice and clean and dry. The grooves need to be clean as well. That's even more important when there's any kind of moisture and debris around, but nice and clean. So I'm going to start 50-yard shot, and I'm going to talk about initially what I think club golfers do wrong. And this might sound incredibly obvious, but it blows my mind how many golfers make this first mistake. So 50 yards to the flag. Which wedge would it make most sense to be using? I get that look a lot from golfers. Well, if I'm playing a pitch shot, obviously the pitching wedge. Now my pitching wedge is a relatively weak loft. It's 47 degrees, but there's pitching wedges out there nowadays at 44, 43, 42 degrees. And the danger you tend to see with golfers is if they were to play it with the pitching wedge, it will generally go in there fairly low and just release, and we can see that one's just rolled off the back edge. So the initial challenge then for golfers becomes, well, it's gone too low, therefore I need to hit the ball higher to get it to stop quicker. But there can be that confusion about how we stop in a golf ball. Are we stopping it with backspin? Or are we stopping it with height? Or are we stopping it with both? So we could see there kind of 4,500 backspin on that one. So let's say a golfer still sticks with pitching wedge. That one only went 6 yards peak height, so 18 feet. So then the next thing they'll do is, instead of hitting the normal pitch shot, which coming into impact there, I've de-lofted the club a little bit, they'll then try and add loft to the golf club, and it makes it incredibly hard to get the strike. So I've caught the ground early on that one. Now it landed softly, but it'd have been very easy for that one to release, or another one from there. Oh, they then thin it. That's over the green and in trouble. So before we even talk technique, I'm going to say you're not going to play too many pitch shots with your pitching wedge. You're either going to be playing them, depending on what lofts you've got, with your sand wedge or lob wedge. Now I carry pitching wedge at 47 degrees, gap wedge at 52, sand wedge at 56 and lob wedge at 60. And as a general rule, we would like to see dynamic loft round about 45 degrees. And it does depend a little bit on your technique as to whether you're going to be better with 56 or 60 degree. Now I know if we're playing it low, instinctively you think, well, the 56 is going to help. So I'm going to start with the 56 degree. And what we obviously need to do is I need to be not hitting down a huge amount, but I need to have the shaft leaning forward and the club moving fairly shallow through the bottom. So I always think it's good that you have your hands forward a little bit, keep a bit more pressure into that lead foot, and just have a few little practice swings, feeling that the club's just bruising the turf. If you need to, with having the hands forward, you can, if you wanted, just open that club face up a little bit, and it'll just help the bounce of the club work a little bit better with the ground. So I'm going to set this up just slightly open, weight forward, handle just a little bit of shaft lean, and then just hit this shot into the green, see how it responds. So we can see a nice flat trajectory. Lots and lots of check. So that one only 7 yards peak height, 5,500 spin, which was lovely, like that. So let's play that again and see how, with my 56 degree, tug that one a little bit. But again, you can see lots and lots of check on that one. So over 6,000 spin there. So I've mentioned premium ball, nice, clean, dry golf club. Obviously loft. Now you can get to a point where you can deliver too much loft and the club just slides under the golf ball and we don't create spin. But I would say looking there, I could just maybe do with a little bit more speed into my swing. Therefore a little bit more loft should, for me on this shot, create that little bit more spin. I would probably say if I'm playing a normal pitch shot from 50 yards, it's very close between my 56 and 60, but we saw there 6,200 was the most spin I got with the 56. So I'm going to go to my 60 degree now, exactly the same with setup. I'm going to open the club face a touch, which then means I need to move round, get my sternum in front of the golf ball and keep the pressure into that lead foot. So I'm not really going to let the pressure move around in my swing. And then I'm looking to land this round about 50 yards. So landed a little short, but you can see there lots and lots of spin. So maybe just de-lofted it a little bit more than I needed, but the most spin so far on that shot. And again, 7 yard peak height, so 21 feet, nice and flat, really lots and lots of spin. So let's go again, pressure forward. Should pitch a bit further. And that one really landed softly. It's a good looking shot, landing by the flag. Little bit of spin on that, so getting back to around where it pitched. And we can see there nearly 7,000 spin. And definitely for me with pitching, there's obviously a lot of things go into it, but one of the key reasons I think golfers are so inconsistent is strike and inconsistent loft that they present. And sometimes when they're at this 50-yard shot, because they're trying to hit it high and soft, they're just kind of delivering very different lofts into the golf ball each time. That then becomes a problem because if you hit it with different loft, you've got different spin, the same club head speed is going to go different distances. So if you can really control the loft, the angle of attack, your dynamic loft, it just becomes so much easier to hit a consistent golf shot. And a lot of tour players will openly admit that 50 yards isn't a shot that they're particularly comfortable with. And yet I kind of find that amazing when they've got access all day to perfect golf balls, TrackMan, GC Quad, whatever they're using, that they can stand there and really work on that technique and get settled into something. Again, a little bit left, lots and lots of spin on that one. And you can see how quickly that stops. That one just getting up a little bit more. Again, it's a good shot and I'd take that. Lots and lots of spin on that one, but I just let the club kind of release a little bit more on that one. So it's definitely for me, and this is a massive part of my game that I need to be more consistent with. I think with me, my pitching is either very, very good or very poor. There's kind of nothing in between. So hands slightly forward, bit of pressure into that lead foot, club face slightly open, and swing. Here it comes, one bounce and spin. We do like that. And we can see that shot there, nearly 7,500 revs on the golf ball. So nice, clean club, clean, dry, premium golf ball. I'm not saying that you're necessarily going to be 60 degree. You know, you might not use 60, you might be 58, 56 might be the one that you spin it the most with. But get into that habit of ball position fairly central, club face maybe a little bit open, just so the bounce to the club kind of doesn't allow the club to dig into the ground. Pressure into that front foot and keep pushing into that foot, and then just maintain that little bit of shaft lean on the way through to D-loft. And if you can start introducing the club like that, you're going to hit some wedge shots and spin some wedge shots just like you see the tour players doing week in, week out. Right then guys, so you can see there, obviously it's important that the lie allows you to do that you get your golf club dry, clean, premium ball that's dry and clean. But like I said, even if you haven't got the premium ball, still going to help you hit more towards that shot with any golf ball than the old technique. Then it's the correct choice of loft for you. Might be a little bit different golfer to golfer as we discussed earlier in the video. But then when you can execute that shot, you can be nice and aggressive, hit some of those that really fire in and zip like we saw. And it's a lot of fun and it's a highly effective golf shot. So hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, like it and share it, comment below and I'll get back to as many people as I can. If you enjoyed today's video and you don't currently subscribe, I'd love you to hit the button below. Ring the notification bell, then you'll find out whenever I drop a new video. Follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Ali Taylor Golf. Hopefully catch up with you guys down here soon. Stay in contact.